Hello and welcome to SAFC Fan TV. I'm with Emma. Hello, Emma.
Hello, Dino. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We're just gonna talk about the game and what happened because we've done the Sunday bunch and we didn't really get onto the full 90 minutes and what happened during the game and stuff like that. So we're just gonna talk about the game in general and then about next season to see what players are going to be good enough, what players aren't going to be good enough, and the players who have actually out on loan. So, Emma, when you seen the starting lineup, what were you thinking?
I thought, what else could he do? To be honest with you, I thought, put his one of the strongest squads that we've got. Do you know what I mean? I was surprised that Roberts was on the bench though. That's
Yeah,
one thing
yeah.
that did. I was looking. I'm like, Roberts, oh, he's on the bench. So I was a bit surprised by that one. But no, I thought it was decent lineup. I thought he's he's got to go for it. He's putting out one of the strongest teams we've got.
I
I mean,
mean,
what
he put out
what was your thought?
I mean, I wanted the 4-4-2 out of my opinion because like we played the 4-4-2 against Coventry. When we played 4-4-2 against Sheffield in the past, it worked. And like 4-4-2, that used to be Sunderland's old philosophy. We used to have like Kevin Phillips and Quinn up front of all, and everyone's always wanted to see the 4-4-2. And he brought it back for a couple of games, and it kind of worked. And when he went 4-5-1, I wasn't against it because you get Lefy in the middle, you get Mundell on. But when I seen Rig on the right, I went, that's going to cause problems because Rig isn't a right midfielder for starters. And like, what was it just preparing to be more defensively on the right side? But I mean, it was a strong squad. I wasn't upset with it, but I would have preferred Roberts to start and I would have preferred a 4-4-2. But in the first half, like, what was your feelings? Because for me personally, I thought Sunderland were awful.
We were absolute dog. To be honest with you, first half, it was just like, oh, what game's this? Have we even kept possession for more than 10 seconds? It was just like we've got no chance. And then obviously they took the lead, and it was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then when they scored the second goal, I thought that was it. It was over. You know what I
I,
mean?
I mean, the we'll get on to the first goal. I mean, the first goal came from our corner. I mean, I know Reggie's known for like some of these because we've scored some good, like well worked free kicks and well worked corners. But to give a corner away when there was just put it in the box. You've got Big Dan Ballard in there. You've got Job in there. Why we're trying fancy corners and we get caught on the break. And I rewatched the match last night, like the full 90 minutes from start to finish. And I noticed that Dan Neil's the furthest one back. And for me, Dan Neil isn't one of our quickest players.
Yeah, I noticed that a few times on Saturday, to be fair. Daniel was the furthest one back, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on there? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
like
is that because O9 was off the pitch, though?
no, because 09 goes up for corners, because your centre backs normally go for your corners. For me, you
Mm.
should be putting your fastest player at the back, if that's Remain, because let's be fair, Remain Mundell's not going to win a header. He's not going to score
Nah.
in the box. So, like, you could have someone like him, maybe a Cirque, and just someone with a little bit more pace. Daniel's not really known for his pace. And, like, I see Daniel as someone to just have on the edge of the box. If it comes out, straight away, like the Burrows goal, Burrows on the edge of the box and he struck it first time. Dan Neil's the kind of player I'd want on the edge of the box to pick anything up. But when them broke, I mean, Hamer showed some amazing pace, by the way. Hamer just ran down that left side, and I was going, where's this come from?
Mhm.
But there was three players around Hamer, three players. I think it was Meptham, Ballard, and Neil. Not one of them thought about picking the Tyrese
Putting a
Campbell
foot
up in
in.
the middle. It was Lefy tracking him. I don't understand why three players was on one, and the pass still got through. And it was, it was very bad defensively.
It's because we're starting to play a bit too deep. And when we play a bit too deep, we concede.
But it was from our corner, so we weren't even deep. It was just like when we were recovering runners, three players went straight to Hamer. Nobody looked to see if anyone was running in. It was like all the attention was on Hamer, and then Lefy's trying to catch Campbell, and Campbell's quicker than Lefy, obviously, and he just slides it through. And three players on one, one of them defenders should have looked into the centre to see who was coming instead of just standing there, because 3 players didn't even put a tackle in.
Mhm.
It was a really bad goal to concede. I mean, great finish. Patterson couldn't do nothing about it. But then, obviously, when the second goal went in, I mean, what were you thinking when the second goal went in?
When the second goal went in, I turned round, I bent down, and the tears were coming down my face, and I thought, nah, this is it. What out of it? It's going to be a hatful. And I'm thinking, how much more can I watch? Because at that point, it was still very, very poor, the game. And the Ben sort of tapped us on the shoulder, and he was like, Ma'am, look, look. And he pointed, and he was saying, Var's checking it. And so I'm like, come on, if there's a God, if there's a God. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, I thought that was it, game over at the time. Because I think if that goal had stood, it would have really knocked us. And I don't think we would have come back from it.
I do agree with it, but with the VAR, did you agree with it being in the final? I know it worked for it, but when you heard VAR was introduced into the final, what were you thinking? Why is it? Or were you thinking, oh, good? Or were you a bit like, I didn't understand it?
You see, for me, I think VAR can sometimes spoil the game.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we had it when we played Wickham in the playoff final. And
But it never got used, did it really?
no, it wasn't
I couldn't even
used
remember.
then.
Was it used? Was it definitely used? Because I can't remember.
It was in the game, but it wasn't used. And I remember having conversations about it then. Well, why the hell we got it? We've never had it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's because the game is, I don't want to say such a big game. It is a big game, but because there's that much riding on this
Well,
game,
it's the most expensive game in football, isn't it?
they've got to get it right. So I agree with VAR being used in finals.
You do now. Like, is that your like? So you would never question it ever again.
No,
VAR is used in final, even though it's not used in the semis, but if it's used in finals, it's
because there's that much riding on the game. So even if the decision had went Sheffield's way and it wasn't offside, I would still say that it should have been used that game because there's that much riding on that game. I mean, there's 220 million quid riding on it, you know.
true. I mean, when I heard it was when I heard it was in the game, I was like, why? It didn't get used in the semi-final. It wasn't used in any of the league games. Why use it now? Because I says it will fuck a team over. Might be us. Like, because you do have them decisions where it's all about your opinion. Some people say it's a foul, some people say it's a handball. And when you look at things in slow motion, I thought it'd be one of them what gets a goal chalked off, like one of them silly handballs where you're like, it's not a handball in real time, but in slow motion, it looks like a handball. But obviously, this was totally different because it was an offside. And I do agree, if VAR was not used in the final, that goal would have stood because the referee wouldn't have knew anything about it. I didn't even see a single player put the hand up and say offside like any of the Sunderland players. So do you think if VAR wasn't used, that would have been us done? If VAR didn't integrate, like wasn't in the final, that would have been 2-0 Sheffield United, and it would have probably been game over.
Yeah, I do. If VAR wasn't used, that would have been game over for us because to me, I didn't even pick it up. I mean, if somebody who watches this can turn around and say, yeah, I seen it, I picked it up without VAR, right, fine. I'll take my hat off to you because I don't think many people would have. Because
Yeah,
the
I mean
referee didn't see it, none of the players did.
I didn't see a linesman flag. It was obviously them they've seen the replay and they've said, is he infringing Patterson? And them have deemed, well, they've obviously deemed they don't know because they wouldn't have called the referee to have a look. So obviously them didn't know, and then the referee, and then like while I said in his interview, it all comes down to the referee's discretion. He thought that Patterson wouldn't have saved it if the player wasn't in front. He might be right, but the fact he's standing in an offside position, you'll never know. So correct decision. I mean, I'm glad it happened. I really am glad it happened because it pushed the crowd on. Because we celebrate when when the decision was given, we celebrated like it was a goal.
Yeah.
But after that, when it went to it was still 1-0 half time. What were you thinking at half time? Did you think you would change it? Because nothing worked. I mean, we had one shot on target, and that was in the 44th minute by Chris Rigg. A very tame volley. That was the only chance I think we had on target.
At half time, I was saying, right, you know what? He needs to bring Roberts on. I've slated Roberts. on this channel over the season. And I was saying he needs to bring him on. We need Roberts on this pitch. I said, but who would you take off? Because I thought Mundle was having an all right game up to that point. I'm like, so I wouldn't exactly take Mundle off. But then I was thinking, well, hang on a minute. If he takes Mundle off, would you potentially bring Isidore on and put Lafay out wide? And then when he then did sort of, so this is what I was thinking, all these thoughts were going through my head at half time, thinking, well, would you do this? Should you do that? Would you do this? I think you should take this player off. Do you know what I mean? So I had all these thoughts. I'm thinking, is he going to do it? Is he going to make these changes quicker to help with?
I mean, my thoughts at half time were he needs to change it. I mean, you've had 45 minutes, you've had one shot. We don't even look threatening, really. We didn't look threatening at all. Balls were getting put in the box, but there was nobody there. Mayenda's game isn't getting on the end of headers. His game is get the ball at his feet and he'll run. And he didn't really, I think he had one chance to do that in the first half. The wingers weren't really, Mundle was doing something, but Rigg was very ineffective, I thought. Dan Neil. I think Dan Neil's had two big games. He's had two big games in a Sunderland shirt. One against Newcastle, in the one in that final. And he, when it comes to pressured games, he just doesn't seem to perform. He seems to give the ball away needlessly. He tries long passes like he's David Beckham, and it just doesn't work. He tries things and they just don't work. He's good at keeping things simple, but when it comes to long passes, that's just not his game. And I thought he was terrible. But
he was. I mean, he tripped over Fresh Air Team. Did you not see him trip over a couple of times over his own two bloody feet?
I mean, Job tripped over as well in the box, what nearly led to one of their chances as well. So it wasn't just Daniel's falling, but just Job stood out more than Daniel. Just there's something about Daniel in big games where he just doesn't turn up, and it's a shame because I rate Daniel. I really do. He's had a decent season, but I don't think he's a holding midfielder. I've never rated him as a holding midfielder. I like him around the box. I mean, look, when he gets around the box, he scored a screamer at, I can't remember what team he scored that screamer at, where he ran with it and he put in the top corner. That's what he's capable of, but he doesn't get the chance to do that because he's got to sit in front of the defence. But when it come to half time, I was thinking, right, you've got to change it. We don't look threatening. We're 1-0 down. You need to do something. And when they came out and there was no changes, I was very disappointed. I know Reggie's not known for his substitutions, but it's a final. You know what I mean? You've got to go for it, or you just, so second half starts. What did you think of the first 10, 15 minutes of the half?
The first sort of 10, 15 minutes, I was like, oh God, how will man do something, make a change? We need to attack here. We need to get a bit pressure onto them. We need to do something. And then all of a sudden, things just start to change. It's like a click of a finger, the same old Sunderland of two different halves.
I mean, we played a little bit better in the second half, but with no changes, I still thought we kept the ball better. We're getting in better positions, but we didn't look threatening enough. We didn't have that someone having a long shot or someone bursting into the box. And we brought Roberts on, we looked a little bit better. But when Isidore and Watson came on and went 4-4-2, that for me is when the game changed. That is when we looked like we would score a goal. Because we had two strikers closing the defence down. They had to route one constantly.
Yeah, as soon as the two went up front, that was the game changer.
Yeah,
and it shows that the two up front work.
It does work because Mayenda can't close down everybody. It's 4v1 when Mayenda's closing people down, but then you bring Isidore on, it's 4v2. Do you know what I mean? And it just makes them resort to long balls, and that's what it clearly was. Hit it at Kiefer Moore, Ballard might win the header, we met them. And it kind of, that for me, them substitutions changed the game. And then obviously when we scored, it came from Watson's pass to Lafay to Roberts through to Mayenda. And I mean, when the goal went in, it was unbelievable. I just couldn't believe it.
Oh, when that goal went in, it was limbs. I was flying everywhere. I just I don't want to swear, but I was just like, I was just going absolutely akka. I mean, akka.
It was limbs. I mean, it was a bit like Coventry, wasn't it? Like the Coventry home game. Just It was unbelievable, but we needed that because we were leaving it late. It was like 15 minutes left to go, and we scored the goal.
We needed that
And
boost.
and then we just kept at it. We looked threatening. And then them had that one chance where Sirkin, I couldn't believe Sirkin. When the ball went, it was just a route one ball. It bounced. Sirkin could have headed it back, but they keep on trying to shield off Brooks. And Brooks knocks him to the floor, and Patterson saves it with his legs. What were you thinking then when Patterson saved that? Because he made two crucial saves. He made two crucial saves, Patterson, the first 5 minutes, and then that one saved us so badly.
I could see why Sky gave Patterson man of the match just based on them saves.
I didn't realise how good the saves were until I watched the game back. When they said Patterson man of the match, I was like, why? He didn't really do anything. Like, don't get us wrong, not many players done much because no one really stood out for me, not even Lafay. But I watched it back, and like the first 2 minutes where he saved that, unbelievable. Like, I couldn't believe how he saved that when I looked at it back. And then the Brooks one, what a save. What a save. That's two saves what win you the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what makes it more as well for Patterson is because he's come up through the academy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think given that, and he's made them saves that have kept us in such a big game, is added to the saves being even more better.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
Yeah. So in the full 90 minutes, we'll try and crack on because obviously we've done 50 minutes, so 60 minutes so far, and I want to try and get on to the next part. But Watson comes on with Isidore. He goes on the left. My personal thoughts, I didn't want to see Watson on the pitch. I looked at it. He's played a couple of games since the move was confirmed, and he played awful. He didn't look like he wanted to be on the pitch. He got booed, and rightly so at the time, because we know what he's capable of, and he was just nowhere near it. When he comes on, what are you thinking? Are you thinking the same as me? Are you thinking, yes, he's on?
What the hell's he brought him on for? Really? Yeah. Why has he done it?
I honestly think most Sunderland fans would have thought, why is he on for? He just doesn't care anymore. I'm not going to say he doesn't care because he's Sunderland lad, but his head's somewhere else. He knows he's
not in it anymore.
Yeah, maybe. And like, he's being booed. His confidence will probably rock bottom. And then he gets that ball from a Kiefer Moore mistake, runs with it, and I'm not being funny, right? I never thought he'd shoot in a million years. You'd never really see Sunderland shooting outside the box. It always try to pass it in the net, and he just caressed it round their defender into the bottom corner. And I just went, what have I just seen? I had my hands on the back of my head. I went, what have I just seen? Tommy Watson's last kick of the game gets Sunderland promoted. You couldn't write it.
No, you couldn't. The thing was, about a minute before he scored at the game, I turned around because I'm like, at this point, I'm starting to pace. I'm like, I can't do another 30 minutes of this. I really can't. And I'm starting to get antsy, and I was needing a tab at that point for the stress levels. And I turned to the blokes behind us, and I'm like, God, and I actually put my hands on my head, and I went, talk about till the end. I said, I love the slogan, but this takes the mick till the end.
Yeah, it was 3 games in a row.
30 seconds later, he scores, and it was just like, I can't even describe it. I'm still dreaming now. The tears, the limbs, the knees went, and everything scrapes the lot. It was just.
It was just like, it was just fairy tale stuff. If Sunderland Till I Die done another season, what a way to end it. If they did do it, imagine that. The start of the season, the slump were hard, getting to the playoffs till the end, last minute goal by a player who's not really ours anymore. That would have been another amazing season of Sunderland Till I Die on the Netflix. It would have been amazing. You couldn't have. It would have been the best ever write-off.
I've actually said, I wonder if now that we're back in the Premier League, whether they're going to do another series, and they'll start this new series off with the last few games of the season, like clips from it.
I don't see when you do Sunderland Till I Die, if you do it properly like they did in the first two, it's a lot of distraction. I feel like the first season in the Prem, you just need to be balls to the walls. You need to be on it and just try and survive. But obviously, we're past the game now. So obviously, in the full 90 minutes, it wasn't the greatest game to watch. Let's be fair, it wasn't a great game to watch. Very few chances. So I think Sunderland had 3 shots on goal and scored 2. It's not full of chances.
No, wasn't a pretty easy watch, we'll say.
yeah. I mean,
But
Sunderland
that's
never
the
do it
choice of
easy.
being a Sunderland fan.
Exactly. But I'm so glad I went down because I got to witness it. It's been, for me personally, it's been a very hard 9 months, and it was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe I was there. And we're going to get on to the next thing now, right? So now we're up. I mean, I don't know how much money we've got to spend. We've obviously got a squad there. We've got players out on loan. We've got players who you've probably even forgot about in the first team. So we're just going to go through we're going to go through the squad and tell me if you think keep, sell, loan out, or the good enough.
Right, okay.
Right.
How
So
are them?
we're going to go through it. Right. So Anthony Patterson.
Keep.
Keep. First choice keeper. Do we need a new keeper?
First choice at the minute.
Right. First choice. Right.
I'd give him a good 2 months first to see what he's capable of properly against the likes of Haaland and Salah, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think we definitely need another keeper because next on the list is Simon Moore.
No, he's
Unfortunately,
got to go.
Simon Moore is known as the backup goalkeeper. He's had a few appearances, but he's got to go. He's got to go, hasn't he? Really, we're going to have to. I don't know if his contract's up or anything, but if we can get some money for him, but he's got to go, really, hasn't he? Let's be fair. Be a shame because I like him. I like the look of him, but he's not going to be a Premier League. If he can't get in front of Patterson, he's not going to be good enough for the Premier League. So unfortunately, I think Simon Moore. So defenders, Niall Huggins.
Sell him.
Yeah, sell him. I mean, he's had very unlucky with injuries. There is probably a player there, but I think it might be time to say goodbye. You know, I just think he's so injury prone. Obviously, not his fault. I mean, he's had some bad challenges, and it's just we've had him for how long? 3 years, and I think I've only seen him play 15 games or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, sell Huggins. Dennis
Get the
Serkin.
wages back. Sell. Serkin's stuff. I don't think Serkin's good enough. I really don't. He's not Premier League player. Maybe keep him and bench him and have him as a backup, but I don't think he's week in, week out Premier League player.
I mean, I agree with you. I think he's got potential still. He's still potential. I mean, we bought him from a Academy Tottenham, and he went straight into the first team, basically. Yeah, he's been riddled with injuries, but there is a player there. But when you said sell, I was a bit surprised. I don't think many people would say sell Serkin, but I respect it. So
I
next,
am being honest.
big Dan Ballard.
Keep him.
Do you reckon he's Premier League level? Do you reckon he's Prem?
Yes and no. There's something there.
Yeah, he's big. He's not the best on the ball, but he's a big unit. Can win headers, tackle.
That's what
strong.
we need. The big unit at the back.
I think if you get the right partner with him, I think you could do good because you don't have to have two amazing players. One good defender can make another defender stand out. You've just got to get the right partnership. But yeah, I agree with you. I like that. Right, this is a very divisive one. Luke O'Nien, Mr. Sunderland.
I love Luke O'Nien a bit.
So do I.
Keep him, but he's got the potential to be a better captain than what Dan Neil has. Okay, and I think he's got the potential to captain a Premier League team, but he makes silly challenges. We're going to have VAR next season for the full season. He's going to be too much of a liability. But then Luke O'Nien does have his bad games as well.
I mean, that's every player. But
so I'm very keep him because he's Mr. Sunderland and I love him a bit. But I don't know whether he should play week in, week out.
Right, so this is where me and you are going to disagree, right? I think Luke O'Nien has earned the right to play in the Premier League. He's come from League Two.
Got the right, and I'm so chuffed that he was there when he went off on Saturday. I was nearly crying.
I was devastated. I was devastated for him. I was devastated for him. I really was.
He's got that right. I completely agree. But is he? I don't want to say talented enough. Is he strong enough for the Premier League? That's the question.
I mean, Luke O'Nien, right? He had a terrible start to his Sunderland career. He was basically going to be away in the next transfer window, and he just transformed into a new player. And don't forget, this bloke was a centre midfielder who would try and pop up with goals. He got put left back, right back, centre back, and now, I mean, Metham and Ballard couldn't play together because O'Nien couldn't get dropped because he was playing that well. He's very adaptable. He can use left and his right foot. Yes, he's a bit erratic. I totally agree. But because VAR's in, I'm sure Reggie will be in his ear saying, you cannot do what you used to do in the Championship. You need to
No piggybacks, no kisses.
Yeah, basically. So for me, Luke O'Nien has earned the right because I think his son he's been there since the start. I think he's the only player, and that's what he's been there since the start, maybe apart from Dan Neil. But I mean, I think he earns it and he deserves it. He deserves it for everything he's been through. And I'd love to see him just step out on the field and just see what he's got. You never know. He surprises everyone to me. He's one of them players. Yeah, he doesn't look great. He doesn't look like a natural footballer. But he starts all the time, and it's got to be a reason. It's not just because managers like him. He's obviously got something about him.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd keep him. Maybe not a starter, but around the squad. Get him on when you can. I think he'd be great. But
he's definitely got to stay. He's definitely got to stay. I mean, I watched a video on Facebook last night. He was actually crying as the players come out on Saturday.
Yeah, I seen that. Chris Rigg had to put his arm around him. 18-year-old Chris Rigg consoling you. I mean, mental. But we'll go on to the next one. Jensen Seelt.
Hooey. Get rid.
And I mean, he's had it bad with injuries as well. He's got potential, but I think the potential is not good enough at this point now.
No.
Yeah, I would say get rid. Yeah, unfortunately. Next, he's not our player, but would you sign him, Chris Metham, if you could?
Yeah, or potentially get another loan deal for him.
I like Chris. He's a bit slow, but he's got experience. He's an international, so yeah, I would say so. He's a good option.
The thing is, he can get his head up as well.
Yeah, he's a good option. So I would say if we can get him back. Trey Hume.
I'm very on the fence with Hume. Hume's a bit like Sagan for me.
I mean, I've heard criticism with him that he's not the best defensively, but he can get stuck in a challenge. Is he going to be able to make this? I mean, this lad came from the Irish League. He couldn't even get in the Sunderland team in League One, and then all of a sudden in the Championship, he was starting right back. And I think everyone was surprised how far he's came. But can he take that next step to the Prem? I think he could, but he needs to switch on. He needs to just have a lot more about him next season. I would say keep.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, like I say, I'm very on the fence with it. I think it's one of them. It's there to be seen.
Yeah.
To see if he's got what it takes.
Right. Next on the list is Leo Hjelde.
I'd get rid of him because I mean,
or loan. I would loan him. Get him loaned out. Get him some games. He comes on the last couple of minutes for us. It's not going to do anything for you. He needs to have a loan. He needs to have a season out on loan, getting some Championship experience. Maybe he's not going to get Prem experience, but Championship experience on him. So I would say loan out.
Yeah.
Elijah Elise.
Elise. You see, I like Elise, but has he got a place in the squad?
He's too injury prone for me. I don't like injury prone players because it just reminds us of Jack Rodwell, just people just taking the piss. And I don't think he's one of them lads, but I know it's very unfortunate with him injuries, but if he's not going to play for you, what's the point in having him?
What's the point in paying the wages? I get that, I do.
Yeah, so I would say bye to Elise, unfortunately. Right, Joe Anderson. For me, bye. Just bye.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I think he came on one or two substitution appearances. He's been here 3 years, I think, and I mean, he's still nowhere near the start. He's nowhere near starting. I mean, I think he's in his 20s now. For me, get rid.
Older, aye. Yeah, no, definitely aye. I agree with you there.
The captain, Dan Neil.
Again, this is kind of similar to 09. He's kind of earned the right.
Yeah,
But
agree.
obviously, he's Sunderland born and bred, Daniel, and I love the fact that he led the team out. He was there for the Man City final in 2014 as a kid. Do you know what I mean? And it was a great honour for him. But again, he's really, really crap games.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got the potential for a week in, week out sort of place on the team.
I mean, I'd keep him, but I think we need someone else in the centre. So we'll go on to next. This man's been speculated to be moving, but if you could keep Job, would you keep him? Or if we could get 30 mil, would you sell him?
I'd keep him. So I do slate Job quite a lot because he does have his bad games. But I think there is potential there. He is still quite young.
The thing is, though, people want him to be his brother, which is unfortunately
he's never going to be his brother.
You can't be a brother, but you can get up there. He's still only young. He's got a good frame on him. He's big. He's strong. I just he does go missing in games, doesn't he? I mean,
yes. Half the time it's like, was he even on the pitch? Do you know what I mean?
If you can get 30 mil for Job, I'd say let him go. Because like he clearly wants to go
he's got a lot of potential though.
He has, but if his mind's away and he wants to follow on his brother, like, because Dortmund's being linked, Frankfurt's being linked. I mean, if he wants to be here, great. I'd love to see him in the Premier League with Sunderland after Helton will get promoted. But if he wants to go 30 million, I'd take it. We only bought him for $1 million anyway, something, didn't we, from Birmingham? So
I can't remember how much we paid for him now.
It wasn't that much, I don't think. But yeah, if he goes, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd say goodbye, well done. You know, you've earned the right to go and play in the German league. It's a hard division, good team, good fans, you know. So, Alan Brown.
I was I call him Brownie. I'd keep him in the squad. I would.
I mean,
play every week, maybe not.
I like him, but I don't think he would be capable in the Prem. I don't. And I haven't really seen that much of him because he had a good stint at the start of the season. Then he struggled to get really back in the team. He got an injury or a red card or something. Then he struggled to get back in, and he was playing right back, for God's sake. I mean, you know, I would say bye to him. You know, been a nice 1 year. Been what nice 1 year. I mean, I think he'll stay. I do think he'll stay. But if I had a choice, I'd try and get some money for him if I could. Patrick Roberts.
Like we've said, he has his good games, and I've slated him quite a lot this season on this channel. I love him, and he's great when he's on his game. And when we had Ahmad, he bounced off him, and he hasn't had that since Ahmad went. So for that reason, I would say get rid of him.
Ooh. For me, I'd keep him, but as a bench player, because he's got dribbling ability. He's not the quickest. He's not the strongest, but he can dribble. He can get past the man. I mean, it's going to be different coming up against players in the Prem, but I still think he's got the ability to beat a man in the Prem. But his final product for me has been woeful. He had a good start of the season, scoring goals and assisting, and then he just kind of fell off. I mean, I think he had an injury, and he kind of fell off, and we didn't see the same Patrick Roberts as we did at the start of the season. But I would keep him around. I
don't think he's Premier League quality. I like Roberts when he has a good game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I just don't think he's Premier League quality.
Next is Mr. Chris Rigg.
I'd keep him. He's young.
I mean, he's got the potential. He's only young, 17, 18.
Yeah.
But what I've seen of him this season, he had a good start, and then he just looked like a normal player to me. He did. He looked normal. He looked like any other centre midfielder. He did.
But is this not the fact of he was being played week in, week out? And I know Phil doesn't like this about the players getting tired and things like that, but he is only a 17-year-old lad. Obviously, even 18. Is it his 18th birthday this week? I want to say for some reason.
Something like that. He's around about them ages.
he's got a lot of potential and he can have good games. He really, really can. I think he can have a lot better games than Job and Roberts.
Just with Chris, he doesn't look fast. He's got all right, but he's not going to go past the player like awful lot. His passing's okay. I mean, he burst onto the scene, and then he just, for me, looked like an average, just a normal player. Don't get us wrong, he could improve. I'd keep him around. If he can't get in the team, maybe loan him out. I'm not sure. I mean, I couldn't tell you that, but at the minute, I don't think he's Premier League quality. Right, so this bloke, I don't know if we've actually signed him or he's on loan. Abdul Samed.
Nah.
Yeah, I didn't say enough of him. Yeah. Obviously, we don't have to talk about Lafay because we've signed him. So, but is he Premier League quality? I would say yes.
Yeah. It was, I think, making sure that we signed him and had that clause in the contract, I think is a good one, because I think if he plays him correctly next season, then I think he's going to be a valuable asset.
Yeah, 100%. Right, the next man, he's a bit of a mystery man, this man, Milan Alesic. He needs a loan. He needs a loan. He needs a loan out. He needs to get some. He's just kind of getting the team. We don't really know where he plays. Does he play behind it? Does he play as a 10? Does he play on the right? Does he play centre? We just don't know. And he's had some poor games this season. I would loan him out. Get him loaned. Eliza Mayenda.
He's got to stay with her. I'm sorry. I think if he gets the service, he'll be brilliant.
I mean, I've said he's the most improved player this season. I mean, last season he couldn't even get in the Hibs squad when he was out on loan. And then he got chucked into the deep end because we didn't have Wilson Isidore. Luis Semedo went to Juventus B team, and he just got chucked in the firing line. And the bloke has improved so much. He's got pace. He likes to dribble the ball. He just seems to get better and better. Can he do it in the Prem? I don't know, but I want to see it. I want to see what he can do.
It's there to be seen.
Yeah, 100%. Next man, Romain Mundle.
Keep him, but not week in, week out.
Yeah. He's still very raw. He still reminds me of a Duncan Watmore, very raw, likes to get forward. But I just think he's championship level. I just can't see him being able to burst, get to that level at the Prem. But keep him around, see what he does. Right, next man. We only signed him this year. Wilson Isidore.
Yeah,
he's been poor since we signed him.
We've got to keep him because he's a forward.
We've just signed him.
But we also need somebody else in.
Yeah, I agree. He's got pace. He's not the greatest dribbler in the world. He just can go missing in games. He's up front, and sometimes you actually forget he's on the pitch. I mean, that might not be his fault because he makes runs, but he just doesn't get passes to him. No one feeds him. He just feeds off scraps, and he had a great start of the season again, and then just the back end. It was all about Eliza Mayenda, the back end of the what do you call it? The season.
Back end of the season.
But yeah, I'd keep him. Right now, this man, Ahmed Abdullah. I think maybe everyone forgot we even signed him.
I was going to say, is he still part of the squad?
He's been in the under 19s. He came injured. We need to stop doing that, signing injured players. And he's just been stuck in under 19s. I think he needs a loan out. Get him loaned out. He needs game time. Right, and this man, I forgot about him, Ian Prevera.
I'd say loan him. Keep him, but loan him.
I'd say sell him. He's injury prone, as we've seen. He's got something about him, but I'd say sell him. Obviously, we know Tommy Watson's gone. And then this man, probably the worst Sunderland signing ever, Jayden Danns.
Well, I've spoke about this because I work with... So most of the people I work with are either Liverpool or Everton fans. So we have quite a lot of discussions around it. And I think that we're going to get him on loan again next season because they want him to have that first team experience, and that's something Sunderland will give him.
But the thing is with Jayden Danns, do you want to loan someone who you don't even know is going to be good enough? And you've had him since January and he still hasn't even made the bench.
that's because of injuries, though. So he
But
gets over his injury.
why are we loaning injured players?
You tell me. It was the same. Oh Christ, who was it? Was saying not last season, season before.
I can't remember.
That Styles person.
Callum Styles.
He come to it injured, didn't he? You know what I mean? It's what Sunderland do.
It's ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, the most pointless signing of the season for me, Jaden Dan's right. So we've went through the full squad. I mean, we've got a lot of keeps, but not week in, week out. But these are the loaned out players. Tell me, do you want them back or do you not? Nathan Bishop.
Nah.
Yeah, get rid. Jay Matete.
Nah, get rid of him.
Yeah, so on Pierre Ekwa.
You see, I quite liked Ekwa. I did, but he's not Premiership. I'm sorry, he's not.
I mean, I kind of agree with you. I mean, he had a good spell. He had a rocket of a shot, but I just don't think Ekwa thinks he's got. I mean, Ekwa. I don't think Reggie thinks he's got the play style to run around, because he didn't really run around a lot. He was, like pressing and stuff. So yeah, I could see Pierre Ekwa go on a journey. Next one, Timothy Pembele.
Nah, we haven't had them. What's the point in bringing them back in?
But they've got to come back, and you've got to make a decision. You know what I mean?
Aye, but you get what I mean. It's like, come back, there's the door, see you later.
Yeah, so Pembele is going. Right, Nectar Trantis.
Nah, I think he's got to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hibs might sign. Apparently, he's been really good for Hibs. And then another one, Lewis Semedo. Get him gone.
Nah,
he's not good. Not good enough. Not good enough. I don't understand how Juventus even got him. I mean, and I was in the B team or whatever, but Lewis Semedo, he's just lazy. Everything I don't want to see in a striker. Just someone who's big, built big, strong, but he's just got no effort. He's got no work ethic. Now the next one, Adil Al-Shish. I liked Adil. I liked him when he was in the starting lineup. I didn't understand the hatred he got. I think he's an all right little player. But I don't think he's good. I don't think he's Premier League though.
I don't want to say bye, but at the same time, I don't want to say have him in the team, but then I don't want to say loan him out neither. Do you know what I mean? I'm very, very in the middle with him.
I'd say see you later. I don't think he'll be good enough. I mean, it says Rujan is still part of our team. I'd say get rid. If he is on loan, Rujan's got to go. And then Abdullah Bar.
Nah, see you later. Here's Sarah. I never want to see you again, mate. Pay off out of our club.
Unfortunately, I mean, when Abdullah Bar was in the team, I actually liked him. He had a little bit about him, but I thought he was a very selfish player. When he got the ball, he just wanted to try and run past everybody. And yeah,
he kind of reminded me of Dozy Josie.
Who's that? Oh, Josie Altidore. But Abdullah Bar, yeah, I'd say goodbye to Altidore as well. To be fair, and I think that is the team. That is the full team. But I think we'll leave it there. I mean, we've run over nearly 50 minutes to what I said would do. But I mean, it's a lot of cramming. But thanks for everyone who will watch this. Thank you for coming on, Emma. I mean, I just felt like we had to get something in before the big break we're going to have, and talk about the match and talk about who we think should stay and go. So, yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yep, and it's everybody's opinion, so it should be.
It is everyone's opinion, but you don't always have to respect it.
That's a very good point. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
Yeah, but you don't have to respect the other people's opinions, really. Do you know what I mean?
You do when it's me, or I'll come and chin you.
I mean, the only thing I disagreed on was maybe the Luke 09 one. Other than that, not much to disagree on, to be fair. But just Phil says all the time.
It wasn't really a disagreement over Luke 09, though, was it?
Not really, but I do feel like he gets a lot of stick for someone who has proved everyone wrong time and time again, and I think he could do it again. He's a hard worker.
I named my son after him. Do you know what I mean? and that was because we were watching a Sunderland match at the time when I was pregnant. It was like, Well, we're having a boy. What we're going to call him?
To be fair,
And
Matt, I'll end this off because if Phil comes on, he's going to fit. So I just want to say like, share, subscribe. I hope you watch the video. Thanks for everyone who will tune in, and just put your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think should stay and who should go? And
see you
Premier League next
season.
season. See you later.